What's up, guys? Welcome back to Road to the Two Comic Club. Justin here, and we're doing another two-day recap video today for June 14th and 15th. And as always, there's a ton of stuff to talk about. And again, I spent too many hours preparing for this video. I think I gotta try to read less and just post links in the description and not spend so much time going over everything. But there is a lot to talk about, so I'm going to just, again, lots of links in the description. If there's anything that interests you that I don't cover in the video, please go in the description and look for the link. I will make sure to label everything nice and neat so you can find everything and just give it a read. So let's just jump into it. On June 14th, we had a really good day. Made just about 10 grand. Phenomenal day. The Dow, even though the Dow only went up around 26 points, but the NASDAQ went up 65 points, which actually was a record high for them. So a record closing high for the NASDAQ. Super awesome. FANG stocks killed it. I mean, Take-Two also had a great day. They went up 2.9%. Twitter had another huge day. They're still building off that hype from joining the S&P 500. They went up 6.1% today. So huge. Ferrari also went up $5.37 or 3.7% to hit an all-time high of $149.33 a share. So just lots of good gains today. We didn't do any trades, so we're just going to go straight into our positions. So let's just go into it. I'll put them up on the screen here. So you can see we had a couple really big winners, Amazon and Take-Two. Our Take-Two calls went up 68% today. So I'm so stoked on that. And then Amazon, even a small gain with Amazon, you can see our call only went up 3.5%, which is actually still really good. But because it's so expensive, we made quite a good deal of money on that, $1,200. That's awesome. So let's go to the second page. Let's see what else we got here. So we have Twitter. Again, Twitter had a huge day, so our calls went up 36.9%. We made about $441 with that. And we are up quite a bit. According to the screenshot here, we're up 145% overall on the calls. They weren't real expensive because the stock is lower priced, so the calls are lower. But yeah, so really strong performance with them so far. And on the third page, we have, there's the Ferrari call. It went up 68%. So really awesome. I think that finally put us in the green for that call. And lots of other good calls on this page too. The hemp stock went up really well as well. So let's go to the fourth page here. More gainers here, smaller gainers. Hemp Americano went up like 19%, it looks like. So that's awesome. Next page, we got some more, lots of gainers today, so you'll see lots of green on these pages. Here's the sixth page, seventh page is right here. Now we start to go into the losers, but there weren't that many losers today, so you can just kind of look at them here. Not too many. If I'm going too fast, of course, pause the video. Here's the second to last page, and nothing too horrible. We have the our General Motors calls did drop a lot, but they're not worth much anyways, so it's not a huge deal. And then finally, the last page, we have not much. So really just Boeing was probably our worst performer on this page. And yeah, so let's go to the news I'm going to talk about at the end of the video. So I just want to keep this momentum going. Let's just keep going to the next day. So the next day, the stocks did do worse on the next day. The Dow went down about 85 points, and the NASDAQ went down about 15 points, so that was not good. Also, no trades today, but let's see what our positions were. Sorry, I'm going to go to the positions now. So our spring calls went up a ton, and I'll talk about why after this, but we're down so much on that it's really not, and we kind of need a miracle at this point to even come close to breaking even. So even though it went up 533%, we're still down quite a bit. On the next page, second page, we have a bunch of small gainers because we lost about $4,500 today on this day. And so the third page, it's not much happened really, to be honest. This is kind of boring at this point. Lots of little movements. That Redfin, I don't know what happened to that Redfin call. That's just bad math right there. There's no way it could have gone up that much unless it was like trading at a fraction of a penny and maybe there's not enough decimal places. I don't know, but that's we lost money on that one for sure. Okay, and then I'm going to the sixth page here, and then you can see what happened here. Seventh page. Let's go into more of our losers here. The third to last page, we had our Alcoa calls went down 15%. Universal Display call went down 23%. Not good. Second to last page here. And our last page, we got hit the most with our universal display calls. The January 2020 expiration 160 strike, we went down 22% and took a big hit. So that sucks. All right, so now let's go back to the news and talk about that. Okay, so on June 14th, we had, let me go to my notes here because I try to summarize as much as I can. The stocks went up a lot, mainly because the European Central Bank at this point in time said it would avoid raising interest rates until the mid-2019. And, the U.S. posted strong retail sales numbers. So I'll post some links in the description for the general news, as I usually do. Jim Cramer was saying that if the economy does slow down, you want to be owning the FANG stocks because they're not really that phased by like trade stuff and stuff like that. So I'll post a link for that in the description. Also, Adobe CEO, I think he did an interview with him, Cramer, and the Adobe CEO said that they want to be the end-to-end solution for creators of video and immersive media like augmented reality. So I'll post a link. You could read more about that. In Alibaba news, their cloud business is a huge opportunity. So a lot of analysts are talking about that. So I'll post links in the description for that. Definitely, if you're interested in investing in Alibaba, definitely give that a read because it's really good information. In Facebook news, the VP of Communications left after a decade, probably because all that scandal stuff. He just was probably too much for him. But I'll post a link in that. Another link, 3 surging tech stocks to buy right now, plus hedge fund billionaire says the FANG stocks are pretty cheap. That was an interesting interview, just because, when someone's a hedge fund billionaire, they make a lot of money investing. It's good to at least take what their opinion is and just kind of think about it for a little bit. So with that said, we have Ferrari headlines. Actually, nothing much like interesting in terms of like news, but it just kind of talks about how their stock is breaking out. So I'll post links about that. Tesla is what I'm going to end the video with because I'm going to rant a little bit about Tesla again because you know me, I love Tesla and hearing people bash it, I get a little angry. But Take-Two headlines, bullish comments from analysts coming into the E3 convention. So, and then Twitter, again, I'll post a link in the description for Twitter if you want to read that. Now, June 15th, we have the general market news. I will post a link in the description for that. Mostly, again, trade fears, same stuff, same old stuff as we've been dealing with for the last couple months. And with Tesla headlines, they talk about the new production line that they're working on. It's kind of like an impromptu production line and they had to build it in a tent because they didn't have any room for it. But that was very interesting how the clever solutions they were coming up with to kind of help the production. I really thought that was interesting. So yeah. And then, okay, so now, finally with Sprint. At this point in time, they did file their deal to the FCC for their merger with T-Mobile. And by the time you're watching this, I believe the merger did happen. So yeah, so let's just go back to Tesla. Now, I'm going to go over to these links here because I don't want to drag too long. So this article says Tesla short sellers have been getting creamed, but they're still betting against Elon Musk. Anyways, and one of the points says Elon Musk insists that Tesla does not need or want to raise equity or new lines of credit this year. But Goldman Sachs predicts that it will need to raise $10 billion by 2020. That is a lot of money. However, I think when you just read it at face value, it kind of means that they're going to be borrowing $10 billion, but they're not going to be borrowing $10 billion. And the next point says Tesla short sellers say the company should, but can't, raise the capital it needs to pay off debts, fund operations, and thrive in the long term. Again, I just disagree with that completely. It says bears also believe the electric car maker is too risky for large investment banks to underwrite billions. That might be true. I mean, billions of dollars is a lot of money. But at the same time, if you look at their products and how well they're selling, they are just crushing it right now. They're selling more than like BMWs, Audis, and other cars like combined in that category. They're just selling way more cars than everybody else. So I'm very confident they're going to keep improving. Their sales numbers will get better, their margins will get better, their profits will get better. And about the raising money thing, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they sell a lot of other products. They're literally like Supreme in terms of when they put a product out, it just sells out. They sold the boring hats, those caps. It literally just had the Boring Company on it. Probably one of the most boring hats you could wear, even though I would probably wear one. But to the average person, a boring product. It's just a hat. But they sold out of them. They sold, I forget how many hundreds of thousands of dollars they raised from that. Then they sold, just other products like phone chargers that look like little mini Tesla charging stations. Those sold out instantly. One of the latest things that happened This was in July. The carbon fiber surfboards. I'm not sure if you were aware that this happened because it flew over my head. I didn't even notice it until I read some random headline. But Tesla was selling 200 surfboards, only 200, limited edition, for $1,500 a pop, and they sold out in one day. So I feel like, so if you do the math there, I believe it was $300,000 in sales just from that. You know, like, I feel like if they want to raise more money, they can come up with more creative ways to raise money where that they're not solely relying on banks in borrowing. And again, the Model 3 is just such an amazing car. They're going to be just fine, I think. And so I think these shorts are just, I think they just have too much money invested in oil. That's kind of why I think they're just kind of shorting them. Also, another interesting thing that happened, I almost forgot to talk about this. Tesla, Elon Musk actually bought more shares of stock. And so I read that in May, he bought more shares around the $300 mark. He spent about $10 million on that. And then again, June 12th and 13th, he bought about almost $25 million more of shares. And so, you know, this is a CEO who's putting his money where his mouth is, and he's really trying his best to solve every problem that comes at him. And I'm still bullish on him. That's just my personal opinion. Not a financial advisor, obviously. But yeah, so Elon Musk is betting against the shorts. I think he's going to win in the long run. And yeah, so we're going to leave the video at that. Hope I didn't ramble too long. But if you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment below what you guys think about Tesla. Were you aware of those surfboards that he sold? Are you aware of all the other products they're selling? Oh, the flamethrower. Forgot to mention that. Those sold out really fast. Those were $500 a piece. Yeah, so, I mean, they're selling stuff. They're making money. They're raising money, not just from cars. And so comment below what you think about all that. I would love to hear your opinions. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.